Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Today's video is brought to you guys by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/49ers for 20% off your first order plus free shipping. The link will be down below right now in the description box. All right, 49er fans, let's jump into the latest 49ers news and rumors, starting with number 3 overall, right? We continue to talk about what the 49ers will do at number 3, and the reason is they don't seem to know what they're going to do at 3 either, according to a new report from Peter King. So how undecided are they at number 3? According to Peter King, the 49ers have not decided yet on who they're going to take. However, the thinking continues to be Mac Jones versus Justin Fields, but then there's Trey Lance just kind of hovering out there, and apparently they're going to have some decisions hopefully being made sooner rather than later, as we have a Justin Fields Pro Day on Wednesday and a future Trey Lance Pro Day coming up here in just a couple, I think it's this week or next week. Either way, both quarterbacks are having their second Pro Day, which is not necessarily something that normally happens, but this year a lot of quarterbacks are having multiple pro days, and it looks like John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan will be in attendance at least for the Justin Fields Pro Day, and so the hope is they're going to figure things out sooner rather than later, but it's weird that they are undecided as of now. So here's Peter King's quick quote on the 49ers saying, quote, "The next 8 days will be crucial in fact-finding. Coach Kyle Shanahan and GM John Lynch will be at the second pro day for both Justin Fields in Columbus on Wednesday and Trey Lance in North Dakota next Monday." So there, end quote. There you go. It's actually next Monday. So Fields this week, Trey Lance next week. My question is, do the 49ers really not know who they're going to take? Like, are we really at the point right now where if the draft was tonight, they wouldn't be for sure on a guy? It's weird that you get to this point where it's like, you have all this film, especially on Justin Fields, not a lot on Trey Lance, but still, all this film on these quarterbacks and all this time to scout them and all this time to talk to them at previous pro days or I'm sure at different workouts, and yet they really don't know. It feels like a lot of smoke. And I've talked to a lot of people, obviously working in Atlanta and covering talking to people in terms of the Atlanta Falcons and other football teams. It feels like right now, because the Falcons might be interested in a quarterback, the 49ers are playing things very close to their vest. That way they don't tip their hat as to who they're going to take and then possibly change things that happen later on in the first round of the NFL draft. So I would think that they do know and have a good feeling on who they want to take, but they're playing things pretty close to their chest. But again, there's no guarantee that that is the case because we keep getting reports that they're unsure. So either they are just the best overall department in terms of not leaking crazy things to the media or not tipping their hat on who they're going to draft, or they truly don't know if they want Mac Jones or Justin Fields or Trey Lance, and they're just taking their time, which is fine. But again, most of your decision-making should come off of tape and not pro days, and yet they seem to be waiting for pro days in order to go ahead and make their decisions. I still stand behind Justin Fields. I think he is your best option at number 3 overall. That ties the Atlanta thing back into it. I think Atlanta wants Fields at number 4, and so maybe they're trying to hold the Fields thing close to their chest. That way the Falcons don't know what they're going to get at number 4, which I guess makes sense because they're in the same conference, but still, it's hard to figure out this draft rumor stuff, and that's what happens. It's like you talk about the draft, and it's all smoke screens, it's all misdirection, it's this or it's that, and I think the hope is that we just trust in Kyle Shanahan and trust in John Lynch, and if they go Mac Jones, then we sit back and go, okay, Mac Jones was the best pick. Let's see what he can do in Kyle Shanahan's offense. They go Justin Fields, you go, okay, well, duh, they should have gone with Justin Fields the entire time. So it's interesting. We're going to keep an eye on it. But again, based on Peter King's recent report over the weekend, the 49ers have still not decided on who they will go with at number 3. But the hope is over the next 8 days, whether it's the Justin Fields Pro Day on Wednesday or the Trey Lance Pro Day on Monday, they will have things figured out and be very, very confident in their selection come Thursday night, April 29th, the first round of the NFL Draft. Let me ask you guys this. Rank these quarterbacks in terms of how you would rank them if you were the GM of the 49ers. And these are the 3 options at number 4 or number 3 based on the idea that Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence will be gone. So rank Fields, Jones, and Lance. 1, 2, 3. How would you rank them? Let me know down below. I would put Fields 1. I put Jones 2. I put Trey Lance at number 3. But that's just my opinion. So I want to see what you guys think down below in the comment section. Okay, before we go ahead and keep going, again, this video is sponsored today by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/49ers. Get 20% off your entire order plus free shipping. A crazy good deal on what I think is their best option in terms of buying, whether you want to get one product or multiple products. If you want to try all their stuff out, their perfect package to me is the best overall option if you want to get in on some great Manscaped products. So you get the Lawnmower 3.0, which is their number 1 trimmer in terms of all-day battery, 8-hour battery, meaning it lasts forever. Mine does, as well as a light and water resistance. Go ahead ahead and use it up in the shower. You also get the deodorant, you get the boxer briefs, you get the travel bag, you get the toner. I mean, everything comes in that package, and you can just pick that and then go ahead and use the link manscaped.com/49ers to get the 20% off plus the free shipping. And then you can try everything out. And I'm telling you, they sent me the perfect package. I absolutely love it and use it every single week, essentially, at my house. So I encourage you guys to jump in on this deal. The link, again, will be down below in the description box. Okay, 49er fans, let's move over to some more 49ers news and rumors here regarding the quarterback spot. And ESPN's Adam Schefter was talking to NBC Sports Bay Area Matt Maiocco, I think on his podcast over the weekend, I believe. And Schefter feels very confident that Jimmy Garoppolo will not only be the starting quarterback for the 49ers this year, but he will start week 1 regardless of who they draft at number 3 overall, which we all, of course, assume is going to go ahead and be a quarterback. So Schefter is very much in on Garoppolo being the week 1 starter, even if it's Fields or Jones or Lance or whoever. But the question is, how long will he keep his job as the starting quarterback when they do draft a quarterback? Like, is this going to be a sit the rookie the entire first season? Will it be sit the rookie until Garoppolo stinks? Like, how long will Garoppolo continue to be the quarterback? I don't even think Schefter knows the answer to that. But it is an interesting point that he made to Matt Maiocco of NBC Sports Bay Area. We'll throw that quote up on your screen right now. It says, quote, I think they head in with the idea that Garoppolo will be the week 1 starter. I think that's the plan today. Do plans change? Sometimes they do, right? That happens. Somebody makes an offer for Jimmy Garoppolo. Do I think they'd listen? If it were compelling enough, sure, why not? Why wouldn't you, right? I don't think that any of that's going to happen, and that's why I believe that they're planning to go into the season with Jimmy Garoppolo as their starting quarterback, end quote. I think Schefter is right on this, and I think Schefter is pretty revealing on this, not only from a standpoint of they feel confident that Garoppolo will be the week 1 starter, regardless of who they draft, but they also, at least according to Schefter, feel confident they're not going to get a compelling enough offer for Jimmy G. It's what we talked about, right? Like, if the Patriots want to give you number 15 overall for Jimmy Garoppolo, they would take it. They'd listen on the phone, they would take it. But the Patriots aren't going to give you number 15 overall for Jimmy Garoppolo because I bet New England wants to just trade up for Trey Lance or somebody else. And so with that being the case, they don't want to just give Garoppolo away for nothing when they feel confident that Garoppolo can be the leader in the clubhouse at least week 1 and hopefully going forward in the future. The question will really be, what's the leash on Jimmy Garoppolo? Like, this is a football team that's ready to win now. So Garoppolo can start, but what if he's 3-3? What if he's 4-2? Like, is it 3-3? Would it be 2-3 if you need to bench him? Could it be 8 wins, 9 wins? Like, at what point do you say, Uncle, let's bring in Fields, or let's bring in Mac Jones, let's bring in Trey Lance? I don't know how far you get, but you create a little bit of, I'd say, controversy in keeping Garoppolo and naming him the week 1 starter. And they haven't done it yet, but that's what they're looking and trending in that direction. But how much is Garoppolo looking over his shoulder? Is Mac Jones breathing down his neck to go ahead and play? It's going to be very, very interesting. And as a fan base, how lenient will you be in Garoppolo? Like, I feel like a lot of people are confident in Garoppolo in terms of the 49er fan base. But if Garoppolo has a game where they lose by 10 and he throws 3 picks week 2, are we already calling for Mac Jones to go ahead and be the starter? I don't know. And so this is something to keep an eye on here. I think he's right on this. I think they're going to go ahead and probably start Jimmy Garoppolo week 1. I like the idea of a quarterback, at least a rookie quarterback, getting to sit for a couple of games, maybe even the entire season, just to learn the Kyle Shanahan offense. But I do worry what it creates and what kind of drama you could go ahead and have from a 49er perspective at the quarterback room, inside the locker room, especially for a team that feels very confident that they should not only be competing for the NFC West, but have enough talent overall, as we expect them to go ahead and compete for a Super Bowl. You need your quarterback to be all in and your team to be all into him. And if some like Justin Fields, who they draft at 3, or some like Jimmy Garoppolo, you create a potential rift, and I hope they go ahead and avoid that. But as we always say, in Kyle Shanahan we trust, and I, for one, have been trusting him this entire time, and I don't think he's led us astray one bit. What do you guys think? Should the 49ers sit their rookie quarterback for a year, the full season, and let him just learn behind Jimmy Garoppolo? Type Y down below for yes. If you think they shouldn't and they should go ahead and just start him right away, then type N down below for no. Again, should the 49ers sit their rookie quarterback? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Okay, 49er fans, before we go ahead and get you into our Nick Bosa injury update, make sure you guys are subscribed, because these are the updates that you get, all free too, right? Like, I was watching SportsCenter over the weekend, and they would talk about the Niners like once for 30 seconds, like quick little update, and then they move on to other stuff, because there's, SportsCenter, it's not 49ers Center, but we, of course, cover the 49ers exclusively here on this channel. So if you want the latest 49er or rumors, news, just talking about what I think they're going to do, mock drafts, everything, go ahead and subscribe down below, because we are your one-stop shop for everything regarding your beloved San Francisco 49ers. Okay, final update here, and this is the Nick Bosa update, as we have at least a recent review of how he's doing in terms of his ACL. And of course, he tore it last year against the Jets in week 2. He played like 11 snaps against the Jets over there at MetLife Stadium, blew out the knee, and then has been done ever since. There's a new video on Twitter, which I retweeted on my Twitter account at Real Thomas Mott, showing Nick Bosa rehabbing, and he looks really, really good. And there's a report that follows it from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, essentially says that Bosa is expected to be 100% for 2021 and is looking really, really good. So I get this question all the time, like, how's Bosa doing on his rehab? And I always answer, like, I don't really know. We haven't seen a video recently, but we got a recent video, and it looks good. Here is Ian Rappaport's update on Nick Bosa. We'll throw the quote up on the screen. Quote, if you listen to some of the Zoom interviews from the 49ers players who have signed over the course of the last couple of weeks and free agency, Bosa has represented a lot of optimism for them. It sounds like Bosa is going to be ready and expected to contribute mightily for the 49ers team. So this to me would be as simple as don't worry about Nick Bosa. I think there are a lot of guys who re-sign with the 49ers, K'Wan Williams, Jason Verrett, Emmanuel Mosley, who understand just how important Bosa is going to be to a potential Super Bowl run. Those guys signed one-year deals, right? Most of them did, which shows you that they are trying to win it all this year. And if they didn't feel like Bosa was having a good rehab, and I'm sure they're texting him and asking, and they would probably be a little bit more hesitant to re-sign with San Francisco. Now, the Niners' success is not ride or die exclusively with Nick Bosa, but that 49ers defensive end depth chart becomes way less impressive if they don't have the defensive rookie of the year from 2 years ago. And so I hope he's going to be healthy. I think he's going to be healthy. But again, there isn't a guarantee. But all signs, as Ian Rappaport essentially said on the NFL Network, are pointing to Bosa being 100% healthy. And the video looks really, really good. So that was good to see. I encourage you guys to Google that and check that out on Twitter. Okay, ultimately out for today here on the 49ers Report. Again, a lot going on, a lot still going on, and we'll keep you guys up to date here as we have plenty of great coverage coming up this week, including our Thursday live Q&A at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, as we always do. For the 49ers Report, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.